And this time it is coming out of America, the United States of America. First, the positives. Indian origin Muslim Zohran Mamdani's victory in the New York City mayoral election is a massive two-finger salute to the rancid MAGA crowd that has been demonizing immigrants in America. Ever since the rise of Donald Trump, any immigrant of color has a cross printed on their back. Indian origin immigrants have been singled out in particular. Even viewers, Kash Patel, a cabinet minister in Trump's cabinet, has been singled out for his Hindu background. This highly successful model minority of Indian Desis has made America its home and has been subjected to dehumanizing racist tropes, job stealers, unassimilable, smelly and unwashed heathens. Even Trump once referred to India in pejorative terms. So on paper, this should be a moment of global Desi pride, right? That's what it should be. Everyone should be saying, great, that an immigrant, Muslim immigrant, has won. An Indian origin mayor running America's biggest city, calling out Trump in his victory speech, saying, I'm a Muslim, an immigrant, and I'm not apologizing. If the president wants to hear me, he can turn the volume up, unquote. And yet, viewers, the reaction among Indians in the US and India is sharply divided, polarized. And here are some reasons. Mamdani doesn't play the usual, quote, model minority good immigrant, unquote, game. He openly calls Narendra Modi a war criminal. That wins applause from the American left, but alienates large sections of the Indian diaspora who see him as attacking them for supporting India's government, for dictating to them or shaming them for the choices they're making. There's another reason why Indians are divided. Many Hindu Americans believe Mamdani plays Muslim first politics. He brackets Hindu nationalist groups with white supremacists. That's triggered a backlash from parts of the Hindu community who see him as hostile, not representative. Consider this fake news he spread about India, suggesting that all Muslims had been cleansed from Gujarat, that therefore there was a wave of Hindu intolerance and bigotry. He said, my father, his family comes from Gujarat in India, his family is Muslim and I am Muslim. Narendra Modi helped orchestrate what was the mass slaughter of Muslims in Gujarat, to the extent that we didn't even believe there are Muslims, Gujarati Muslims anymore. When I tell someone that I am a Gujarati Muslim, it's a shock to them, unquote. He said this in June 2025. But for some reason, the Congress is falling head over heels for Mamdani. Viewers, he's being held up as an example for Congress politicians. Member of Parliament of the Congress, advisor to Rahul Gandhi, says the method of campaigning in cities by Mamdani is an example for Congress. Will we dare? Are we ready to raise our voice against injustice? Unquote. And it's not just Digvijay Singh. Priyanka Vadra, Supriya Shrinate, even the likes of Mahua Moitra, the gentleman that you're seeing on the right of your screens, viewers, even him, are cheering his victory. Quite clearly, the India bloc has forgotten what one of its most senior leaders said a few months ago. And I'm going to quote, viewers, to you, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi's words. When Zohran Mamdani opens his mouth, Pakistan's PR team takes the day off. India doesn't need enemies with allies like him shouting fiction from New York, unquote. These are the words of Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Now, viewers, what has changed the Congress's perception of Mamdani? Is it because in his speech, Thanksgiving speech, he invoked Nehru, and flattery, viewers, as you know, is the best form of validation? Is that really what it is? And therefore today the Congress is seeing virtues because they're so desperate for vindication and validation. Let's open this up. Let's ask some questions. I want to first begin with Abhijit Iyer Mitra to cement this individual's politics, to understand what his politics is. Is he divisive? Is he not divisive? Has he got an anti-India overarching mindset, or is it only restricted to the Modi government and so on and so forth? Does he stand in judgment of Indian voters who've voted in a particular way? What do you make of this man?
Look, this man is a classic Islamo-fascist meets Hugo Chavez. He's the worst kind of identity politics player. Remember, he's also supported Hamas. He's gone on the worst kind of anti-Semitic diatribes against Jews. And of course, there are different groups that are willing to suck up to him, just like there are Hindus. Highly educated Jews and Hindus are the same. We're self-defeating at some level because we tend to go around supporting people who would slit our throats, burn our children alive. And that is exactly what this fellow is. Now, does he have the guts to do it himself? No. Is he catcalling his followers to do it? Yes. Is he going to deliver on all his fantastical dreams of government-run supermarkets, unlimited rent control of unaffordable housing in New York? No. So what is he going to do? Like Nikhil's dear friend Rahul Gandhi, he's going to do what they all do, which is come down to cheap identity politics, number one. And second, what will they do? They will claim racism. His mayorship failed because, white America conspired against him. The international protocols of the Elders of Zion conspired against him. The junior members of the protocols, the Hindus conspired against him. The Hindu conspiracy, Yahudi Hunudi Sazish, conspired against him. This is what they're going to do. We all know exactly how this mayorship is going to turn out. We know exactly what he's going to do. This is basically, New York today is what Venezuela was about 10, 12, 15 years back.
Okay. Let me bring in David Sofair. David Sofair, how do you view Mamdani?
So let's view his campaign, okay? So he actually ran a very good campaign that resonated with a lot of young people in New York. And it's unfortunate because he threw the bone of socialism, right in front of the voters, which he had a high energy campaign. And he went against former Governor Cuomo, who has been marred and tarred and dragged through the mud. And then as a cutter vote was Curtis Sliwa. So how do we view him? Here in the States, it's going to be very difficult for New York and New Yorkers with his draconian taxes that he's going to put forward. And not only that, he is going to disband large swaths of the police as well, so we are, it's not a good thing. And here's what I'll say, that they say, oh, he's a Democrat. The Democrats are a fractured party here in the United States without anybody at the helm. But he is not really a Democrat. He is a far left socialist. Okay, and he's borderline and he's aligned with communism as well. So that is not in line with a lot of the voters. But here in New York, he actually made it happen. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, federally here in the States, if he really gets out of control, there'll be some checks and balances in place.
So let me ask you, David Sofair, there is this persistent accusation that he is divisive. Can you give me some examples? Can you elaborate on that point?
I think that any political party at the moment is going to have a level of divisiveness, but he is openly saying that whiter boroughs should pay more tax. So he came out and said that openly. So that I think is a divisive policy. He's also saying that you should
Are you saying that he's saying that white people should pay more tax?
Those were his words, absolutely. So he's saying that in mostly white boroughs, they should pay more tax. These are his words. So whether you agree with it or not, it's don't shoot the messenger. These are his words. So it's all there. So whether you agree with that or not, that's happening. He's also saying to defund big swaths of the police. So anti-terror police, anti-riot police. He's saying we need to abolish that straight away.
So a person, so a person who has obviously targeted...
These are his words, viewers. These are his words.
Okay, so 1 second. So a person, Abhijit Iyer Mitra and David Sofair are both making pretty much the same point. He's targeted certain individuals, groups, whether it's whites or Jews or even Hindus, who he claims a lot of them vote for Modi and therefore are Hindu extremists. In fact, he was at a rally, viewers, where a large number of others began to erupt and chant slogans saying that Hindus are Sanghis, etc. And he kept very quiet. Those footage is available. I can play that out for you.
No. They used a swear word against Indians, which I'm not going to.
I know. That's why I didn't want to go there. But I have that footage. I can easily play it. Yeah, yep. It was hideous, and it appeared that he didn't mind anyone sort of in any way trying to paint Hindus as oppressors of Muslims. So Nikhil Jain, a person like this, especially when Americans themselves are divided, why is there such unanimity in the India alliance over his suitability? Why are you out there giving him certificates when he has peddled fake news about Gujarat, about India, etc., etc.? Nikhil Jain?
Rahul, first of all, it's quite funny to me that when a Republican, India-hating, India-bashing Donald Trump was contesting for the president of the United States, our own Prime Minister Modi, practically went around and campaigned for him. But when a person of Indian origin becomes...
listen, hang on.
Rahul,
one second. Show me one statement from the BJP. 1 second. Show me one statement. No, please don't misquote. Don't misquote those words. You have made it a habit of reading Twitter, WhatsApp forwards and coming here and talking rot. So one second.
Can I just point out the only time Trump used language against India was calling it a dead economy, which his leader, Rahul Gandhi, took up and supported Trump on it.
Yes.
The attack of
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. The only time that Trump has actually used derogatory words, viewers, as I was telling you, was India is a dead economy. And guess who amplified it? Rahul Gandhi agreed with him till his head nearly fell off his shoulders. Nodded in agreement. But tell me something, Nikhil Jain. Why is the Congress praising a person who Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi describes as an absolute foil for Pakistan?
1 second. Hold on.
Yes. When Zohran Mamdani opens his mouth, Pakistan's PR team takes the day off. India doesn't need enemies with allies like him shouting fiction from New York. Can you explain this?
Rahul, I'm not aware of the particular context in which Dr. Singhvi
There's no
made that
context. The
statement.
man made a speech about Gujarat.
Can I now please respond to the
Mr.
points?
Abhishek Manu Singhvi came out there and corrected him. What is the big deal? What is the context?
Rahul, you can't ask me 100 questions and not allow me to answer a single. You've asked me a bunch of questions. Can I please respond to them one by one? First of all, you said that the Prime Minister never campaigned for Donald Trump. I've played the audio. I don't know if it went on air or not. Ab ki baar Trump sarkar. Secondly, I'm glad that you are now finally realizing that Trump is anti-immigrant, anti-Indian, and it's actually refreshing for me to see that.
That's absolute rubbish.
So far as endorsements, all right, Mr. Friend from the Republican Party, you would certainly say that. I'm not going to take those words seriously. So far as the allegations of Mamdani being a leftist or a socialist is concerned.
Establish that Trump is specifically anti-Indian. I can understand that there is a difference on trade right now, and he's got a problem. He's thinking out India. Give me one quote.
Calling India a dead economy is very different from Zohran Mamdani's gang using that particular word. I am sorry.
No, I want you to substantiate using examples. Give me the example. Where has he said that Indians are bad and I'm after them? He's constantly said that Indians are great people. Modi is a great leader. Modi is a great negotiator. Yes, we have differences. Give me that point.
I like to explain it to the viewers.
Can I please?
No, I can't give space to people who are sitting here without any basis making comments which are of no consequence. How is it, viewers, that a Congress leader, a senior, a member of parliament under oath comes out and says,
I'm going to tell you the hard facts right now. This is a party that doesn't see any of that. We see prosperity for the people.
Okay, just 1 minute. Viewers, I'm just going to pull up this quote of Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi.
Can I please respond?
I'm just going to bring it. 1 minute. I'm just putting this up. When Zohran Mamdani opens his mouth, Pakistan's PR team takes the day off. Can you explain this to me? Nikhil Jain, and the contradiction 3 months later in the Congress party's own stand. No one contradicted Dr. Manu Singhvi. No one said he was wrong from the Congress party. Suddenly you do a complete flip. What is the example
Rahul,
that you want to follow of his
Rahul,
politics? The divisiveness?
Rahul,
the labeling of various minorities? No, I'm asking you.
Rahul, will you allow me to speak?
Please, but answer the question.
Please allow me to speak without interjection. So far as Trump is concerned, you only said the very same words that I was saying, but all right, let's not get into Trump. Let's talk about
Listen,
Mamdani
I'm
and
no
let's talk
fan
about
of
the
Trump.
topic.
It's a known fact. So what are you telling me? The point is that I find him a hypocrite. But that doesn't mean I'm going to say that he's an India hater. Or he's an Indian hater. I mean, there's a difference.
And I find you a hypocrite. And I find
How,
you
Mr.
a
Jain,
hypocrite,
show
but
me
that's all
where
right.
I have said that Mr. Trump hates Indians.
What was your opening package about? I think your viewers can see that. But can we please
What is the
discuss on
opening
the
package
topic?
about?
Can we
President
please
Trump
I
discuss
said
on
the
the topic?
MAGA
Rahul, there are 2
crowd.
minutes
One second,
left in your debate.
just a minute.
Getting over.
The
Can I
MAGA
please
crowd
respond on this
has
substantive
a
point?
problem with Indians. The MAGA crowd has come out with epithets. It doesn't mean, viewers, that Trump is sitting there endorsing those things. The same accusation can be made against Rahul Gandhi. There are several people in his party that have stood up for Hamas. Does that mean that he's a Hamas supporter? The Congress will go blue in the face denying it. The fact of the matter is, viewers, today, the MAGA crowd has got a sock in its jaw, which is great. It is good that someone like a brown Mr. Mamdani has won. At least that part of the narrative will be killed. But to sit here and suggest that he is an example and exemplar for all of us when he beats down on India is pushing it, especially when you have contradictions in your own stand. Which Congress party should we believe? And on which occasion? It's a fundamental question. I leave it to that, viewers, for you to discuss.